I just want to offer an apology to you. I feel like I pressured you into a relationship. Especially.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Button 91. We're talking to you guys obviously about Love is Blind. We're going to break down what happened between Jackie and Marshall. But what's interesting about this is that Marshall actually takes some level of accountability for bringing her into a relationship that she wasn't ready for. And the truth of the matter is, he's right. Because there were signs that she was telling him that she weren't ready. Now, of course, that's both their faults. But when you are looking about improving your life, when you're thinking about how best you can change your life and how you can make better decisions in the future, one of the things you're going to have to do is take accountability for the actions you did. And something that Marshall was doing throughout the course of the season that we spoke about quite extensively on this channel was about the way that his need to feel loved and overlooking red flags was actually more of a toxicity about himself rather than talking about Jackie. We knew Jackie was toxic. We knew Jackie was going through her things. We knew Jackie had red flags. But the fact that you missed them means that you were ignoring your own intuition and your own, judgment for the sake of your own feelings. And so let's just break this down on Jackie and Marshall. He definitely admitted he was wrong. I think it's a great move. It means he's growing, and it means he's actually observing himself in a better light. And hopefully that therapy is also taking place as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about their particular conversation. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor. We're trying to make this 100K. We want to make sure we get 100,000 by the end of the year, and we need your help. Okay, so by all means, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with somebody who also loves Love is Blind. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. All right, let's get into this conversation because we're talking about Marshall and talking about, obviously, Jackie. If you don't know a bit about history, I'll break it down for you in a second.
When things weren't like working out for us, I didn't want to let go. And that kind of like made me be a little bit more like put more energy and in.
I think this is really important what he mentioned here, right? He's talking about something key. He didn't want to let go of the idea of her, but he didn't want to let go of the fact that he had caught a big fish. I talk about this quite a bit on the channel. When you catch a big fish, which is a girl or a guy that seemingly looks good, smells good, tastes good, and is almost, let's say, outside of your reach, right? Outside of your league almost, in a sense. You think that person's stunning, amazing. And what you do is you make them a big fish. And when you make them a big fish, sometimes what happens is, or I should say most times when people make them a big fish, they struggle to not let go of, they struggle to let go of that person. Even when they're toxic, even when they're bad for them, even when they're being manipulated, even when they're being hurt, even when they're being cheated, that person will struggle to let that person go because the idea in their head is they've got marital bliss and them capturing this big fish. It's the risk versus reward. It's almost as if the risk is worth it because you're so big, I can shine you off like a trophy to everybody else about what kind of fish I've captured, rather than it being about, actually, let's objectively look at the facts. You're treating me like this. I'm not benefiting from you treating this way. I'm not gaining anything from you treating me this way. I'm not winning. Instead of it looking like that, you don't look at it like, you look at it as, if I can only just, and that's how he saw Jackie. And so the fact that he even again points that out means there's some growth that is coming in to his foresight, and I guess into his 2020 hindsight, if he looks at it in a particular way. I think what's important is to just give a quick breakdown of where these two came from. These two got engaged on Love is Blind in the pods, and there were glaring red flags on both their ends that they shouldn't be together. And when it got to face, she was doing things that were disrespectful, little minor things that were eroding the respect that she had for him. And it's funny because actually when we watch Jackie and we watch Josh now, I see why she went for Josh, because the disrespect that she was given to him is the same disrespect he's giving to her right now. Josh has been that natty, making them jokes that have some truth in them that kind of put you down. That's the same thing she was doing. Hence why she called him, was it Toto? And called him like my dummy or my dumb or whatever, being dumb or whatever, or stupid or whatever. And that was what she was doing in the time when they were in a relationship. There was always something that she was going to do to disrespect him in some form of light. And so listening to him talk and say, hey, look, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm seeing that, I had some issues that I did here. I'm growing from that. That speaks volumes, and that tells me there's some maturity and some wisdom coming in, and probably as well a great therapist in there as well. I don't know who he is, but shout out to him. No, I'm not saying it's me, but I'm just saying shout out to him. You know what I mean? But I want to add also then talking a little bit about Jackie. Her body language was interesting, right? Because she was holding herself at one point, right?
Into it when
We'll come there.
I probably should have just like let it run its course, and so I do apologize for that.
I'm cool with you. I don't have no beef with you.
Now it's interesting because he came with his growth moment. She didn't really have one, right? And I'll tell you why, because she hasn't. Now what she has done is that she's stayed away from the drama. All she's done is just deflect from away from the drama. She doesn't actually. I don't think she's fully learned, because you see, in that moment would have been and maybe again I'm jumping the gun, I'm projecting here. It would have been a beautiful moment to also be able to share what you've learned. Like, hey, look, you know what? When I look back, I realize that I've done certain things. Now I think she does do it a little bit later on, but it's interesting to see those kind of moments are beautiful moments, because what it allows you to do is it allows you just to be able to just explore and be like, hey, I've also learned whilst I was away. And that's one of the things. If you are going to get back with an ex, that's a key question you need to ask yourself. What have they learned? And maybe I can do a video on that for you guys as well. I'll put it into my notes to do. Has your ex learned? That's a good video to do. All right, I'll put it in my notes. So that reminded me. Let's go back to conversation.
The breakup was obviously so messy, and I apologize for that. I should have been more open. I should have been more nurturing. I'm just not. I haven't got there yet.
It's a journey.
So as you heard there, quite clearly, there's a little bit of growth there from Jackie as well. She says, hey, look, you know what? I have to apologize. I could have been more open. I could have been more nurturing. She's not there yet. That's what I'm going to say. She's not there yet. I think, and the reason why I say that is because it wasn't very specific. A little bit more open, a little bit more vulnerable. Very generic, very basic. What does that really mean, right? I don't think she's there yet. So I think what I, from just that's my perspective, my intuition, it doesn't mean it's right. And there's not enough evidence to necessarily go on, but just hearing what she said and the tone and the manner she kind of said it, I'm still waiting for that growth moment. I'm not sure if we're there yet, right? Where you get the concept and understand where you've kind of gone wrong. Where we heard more of Marshall, like his thing was specific to what he saw, and he knew, right? And we can agree with that. Her being open, vulnerable, yeah, we can agree. She did need to be. And she said she's still working on that aspect. So I don't know how much growth has been there, but I guess that's some growth. We're not going to be angry about it. But yeah, they ended on a good note. So for me personally, I feel like, these two have come to a nice circular point in their relationship, and they can really move forward now with the knowledge that, hey, there's no hate on either side. Again, we'll follow up with Jackie. I don't know how much growth has actually been there, because I don't know how much growth is going to be happening with Josh, number one. Number two, I feel like that there's a bit of Jackie that's running away from the issues and the drama, but not actually really learning how to grow so that drama doesn't follow you, because drama's going to continue following you. You can run all you want, but the drama involves you. It's a way that you handle it. And I think we will talk about that with her and Monica's situation, because rather than addressing it and sorting it out, it became a festering, and then it became explosive, and there's just no need. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you feel like Jackie has learned? Do you think she's grown? If not, let me know. If yes, let me know in the comment section. If you feel Marshall has grown, let me know in the comment section. If not, let me know too. We want to hear your thoughts and your opinions. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're trying to get to 100K. We'd really love for you guys to help us on that journey. And if you haven't done so already, join our membership. Yes, it's £1 or $1. And you can join our membership only lives. We'll be having one this Tuesday coming up. Well, I guess for you guys, it'll be on a few days' time. If you're watching this first, it'll be on the 5th of September. And we'll be talking a bit more about healing and some trauma as well. So hope you're ready for that. Like, share, subscribe. Click on that bell button for the notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again soon. Little pleb.